1 plus 1 equals unconstitutional, I'm going to tell you why. A lot's been made about the Impoundment Act of 1971 after President Trump, when he came into office, canceled a bunch of spending that Congress authorized. There was an argument that that's in violation of that act. It absolutely is. That was unlawful for him to do that. But I've got something else I want to talk to you about today. In 1998, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in a case called Clinton against the City of New York. That case dealt with a power that Congress gave to the president called a line item veto. A line item veto is something that many governors have. And the idea is that when the legislature passes a spending bill, the executive can say, I'm going to take out certain pieces of spending. The mechanism is often heralded as a tool of fiscal responsibility. Looked at another way, though, it's a way to keep members of Congress in check. It allows them to continue to spend, or to at least tell their constituents they were advocating spending, while at the same time keeping a budget balanced, or at least keeping a deficit in check. So Congress passed a law that would give the president this power. Bill Clinton was president at the time. He used it, and then it was challenged by the city of New York because of spending provision that would have benefited them had been canceled. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in that case that the line item veto was unconstitutional. Even though it was passed by Congress, it was unlawful for Congress to do that because it was allowing the president to change a bill after it had already been passed. And the Constitution is very clear about where the responsibility for spending is and what happens to a bill once it is passed by Congress and signed by the president. It becomes a law. The president cannot just change a law. The other case I want to mention and sort of tie into this is Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company against Sawyer, 1952. The U.S. Supreme Court decided. It seems odd, but stay with me for a second. This case doesn't have anything to do with budgets or bills or spending, but the reason I think it's relevant today is because the court made it clear in that case that the president has strongest powers when Congress authorizes the president to do something. In the Youngstown case, the government argued that the president of the United States should have the power to seize a steel mill, in this case, to help with the efforts for the Korean War, even though it was private industry, because it was a foreign policy related activity. The court acknowledged that rationale and also acknowledged that there is a uniqueness about a singular head of state with respect to foreign policy. But it noted that the president's power is least when Congress says that it can't do something, that is, the president can't do something. It's strongest when the Congress says that the president can do something. And we're in a weird middle ground when Congress is silent on it, but the president acts anyway. The reason I wanted to tie these two together, given the way President Trump has been acting, not only sort of early on with respect to canceling funding from NSF, etc., but during this government shutdown, he's unilaterally withholding funding from blue states, maybe laying off workers. These two cases, if you take them together, indicate that the court has said that Congress is responsible for spending, and particularly when the Congress hasn't given a president power, it's going to be very difficult to argue that the president should have this particular power. That is, power related to changing a budget or appropriations once Congress has authorized it. If you're still watching, I'm not sure what's the matter with you, but I hope you find it to be an interesting argument. It's one that I'm not hearing much in the media. Let me know what you think about it in the comments.